These are luxury books published in 1977. I will start with the introduction of the book Traditional Shingon Temple Mandala of the Two Worlds. Spread across Japan, it is a pair of unique mandalas. It is a national treasure mandala handed down to Gogokuchi Temple in Kyoto. There are two mandalas. It is a detailed picture of more than 900 forms of the Buddha. Taihaku Ishimoto, the photographer, who is known for his photographic technique that captures the subject in detail and with extreme precision, worked on a large scale photo shoot that reveals the whole picture of this mandala. This was in the peak of the summer of 1996. A collection of large scale photographs that introduce the results of the project are contained in two large wooden boxes. This was the idea for the structure of the mandala of the two worlds. In the wooden box made of lacquer, a special fabric of gold brocade and silver brocade are affixed. Its height is 56 centimeter, thickness is 14 centimeter. The two books together weigh as much as 38 kilograms, almost as heavy as a child. The mandalas are named the womb world and the diamond world, and together they are called the two world mandalas. At the center of the two mandalas sits a Buddha called Verochan, the one who embodies the cosmic truth and is the central deity of esoteric Buddhism. In the womb world, there is one Buddha in the center. The diamond world is an assembly of 9 mandalas. There are 9 images of the Verochan. The dazzling radiance of the Dharma of the Verochan makes the two mandalas firmly united in their essence. The name mandala comes from Sanskrit, an ancient Indian language. Manda means essence or spirit, and la means ownership. That is to say, it is an image that possesses the essence, represents the spirit. It is also translated as a perfectly endowed. That means it is a round shape that keeps everything in order. The Indian mandala was originally a pyramidal shaped stage made of earthen mounds. This shape is projected in the ground plan of Hindu temples. Mandalas are symbolic figures that condense the essence of the universe. The lotus flower, which is said to be the womb of the universe, is placed large in the center. When it comes to Buddhist mandalas, the figures of the Buddhas line up from the center of the lower flower to the periphery. Mandalas now exist in India and Tibet. This is a Chinese mandala. It plays an important role in daily Tibetan rituals of praying to Buddha. The two world mandalas was drawn to understand the teaching of different scriptures, the Mahavairochana Sutra and the Vajrashekhar Sutra. It is presumed that the idea of combining two scriptures into a pair came from the Chinese monk Hui Guo of Chang'an during the Tang dynasty. That was at the dawn of the 9th century. Fortunately, at that time, the Japanese scholar Kukai, who visited Chang'an to study the essence of esoteric Buddhism, met Hui Guo. It was the year 806. In a short period of time, the essence of Buddhism was taught directly to Kukai by Hui Guo. It was just before Buddhism disappeared from China. The two world mandala was thus fortunately brought back to Japan by Kukai. It has been carefully handed down at temples in Kyoto as an important image that shows the essence of esoteric Buddhism. The original drawings of the luxury book is a splendid manuscript of the Song dynasty that accurately copies 100 years later the original drawings that Kukai brought back and is designated as a national treasure of Japan. The two mandalas develop on the Indian mandala and consist of the yin-yang principle or opposite polar pairs. There are Chinese characters displayed in every corner. First, let us give a simple introduction of the womb world mandala. This mandala is based on the Mahavairochana Sutra compiled in the 7th century. The word womb comes from the Sanskrit garbha. Garbha is the word for the mother's womb or earth, or the lotus sprouts from the seed and finally blooms. That state is also said to have the meaning of womb. As if to symbolize this, a red lotus blooms in the center of the womb world mandala. Sitting in the center is the Vairochan. This Buddha is the center of esoteric Buddhism, and 8 Buddhas are created surrounding this Buddha. 8 leaves come out quietly, continuously. In addition, many Buddhas will share the Dharma power of the Vairochan. This is the emergence of mandalas that are arranged in an orderly manner according to their functions. The lotus flower is the womb that gives birth to Buddha and shapes the whole of Buddhism. The lotus is also the flower of mercy. It is also the symbol of the bright red sun. These also characterize the womb world mandala. On the other hand, the diamond world mandala is drawn based on the scripture called Vajrashekhar Sutra, which was completed in the 7th and 8th centuries. It is an assembly of 9 mandalas. Congo means diamond, hard and indestructible. It takes the meaning of the sharp radiance of wisdom emanating from the Buddhas. Diamond is also superimposed with the image of the strongest weapon called Vajra in India. Vajra is actually a bundle of lightning bolts. A powerful force resembling the momentary impact of lightning, it can be likened to the moment of enlightenment. The diamond world is a mandala that has a strong function to realize the wisdom of the Buddha created by the womb world. Hard and sparkling like a diamond, it symbolizes the power of wisdom, the power of enlightenment. What characterizes this diamond mandala are diamonds, the power of lightning, the calm glow of the moon, numerous circles of white lights likened to the power of wisdom, enlightenment, and orderly rebirth. Let us compare the 2 mandalas, the womb world and the diamond world. The 2 mandalas consist of various pairing principles. For example, the womb world has a bright red lotus and the diamond world has a white circle of light. The red lotus of womb world signifies the energy of the sun and can be understood to represent feminine wisdom. On the other hand, the diamond world represents the silent light of the moon, the masculine power of implementation. The womb world represents the power of pure wisdom, the workings of prajna, and the diamond world is a mandala that has the function of realizing that wisdom and moving towards the salvation of people. Both the mandalas have Vairochan sitting in the center. It is firmly connected to the power of Vairochan. The womb world and the Vajra world are hung facing each other on the east and the west walls of the temple's main hall. The east wall has the womb world representing the sun, femininity, and prajna. The west wall has the diamond world representing the moon, masculinity, and skillful means. The sun on the east, the moon on the west, this is the arrangement that conforms to the movements in the universe. At the same time, the pair of mandalas are made up of different principles down to the end. The yin-yang principle, where yin ends in yang and yang ends in yin. Alternately, it skillfully elucidates the duality of the ability of Vairochan, such as the right half and the left half of the body. In esoteric Buddhism, this is referred to as ni ni fu ni, meaning being two but not two. In other words, it is one. Ni ni fu ni, affirmative and negative sentence. A single word is created by connecting opposite things. It is a word that carries a strong image. Now then, the traditional Shingon temple mandala, the luxury book designed by me, with project photography by Tahapo Ishimoto, this book, published 30 years ago in 1977, was designed to use the idea of ni ni fu ni in every corner. First, there is the pair of wooden boxes. Facing each other are a damask-covered box that accentuates gold and a box that accentuates silver. A substantially heavy wooden box. Both boxes put together come to almost 38 kilos. Engraved on the front of the box are two Sanskrit characters brought in from India. Affixed in gold foil is the character A, silver character is whom. The two sounds are marked on the front of the box. The character in gold described on the first box makes the sound A. The Sanskrit word in silver, whom, descends into silence. The golden A is the sound that humans make when born, the vowel that symbolizes the beginning of everything. The silver whom represents the vowel uttered by a human being when he takes his last breath. The silent whom represents the end of everything, starting from A and ending with whom. The origin of these two sounds is the Indian Om. In India, Om is said to be the root sound of the universe, the root of all wisdom. The combined sacred sounds of A, O, Hum were divided by the Chinese into two sounds, A and Hum. They recaptured it by dividing into two sounds with opposite reverberations. The sound of A begins to move towards the silent whom the moment it is produced. It becomes the beginning of the end. On the other hand, from the moment it becomes silent whom, the sound of the silence of a breath begins to move towards the vowel A. It is thought of as beginning from the end. A, whom, A, while being polar opposites, evoke each other. Although they are two sounds, they are considered to be one sound that forms the root of this world. The A and whom glitter on the surface of the two boxes, having been stamped with gold and silver foil. It realizes the today's theme of two is one. Various things come out when you open the lid of the wooden box. The first is a golden wooden box. A pair of hanging scrolls emerge from the A box. This is a collection of pairs of large sutra books. These also appear as a pair of gold and silver. It is an idea that thoroughly pursues oneness. This is a sutra book that introduces the womb world mandala. It is 60 centimeters in length. When you open this sutra book and pull it out, 21 square surfaces appear one after another. It is drawn out like a scroll surface with a total length of 8 meters. If you look at the 21 scenes having the Varochan in the center one after another, you will come across the contents of the womb world mandalas from the center to the periphery. It extends up to 8 meters in all. On the other hand, the Silver Sutra book of the Diamond World Mandala. This also unfolds to 8 meters long and takes one on a pilgrimage of the 9 small mandalas one after another. The format of the two sutra books has an astonishing feature. This is because it is possible to freely compare the images arranged on all pages because of the way they are folded. On the front of the two sutra books are arranged Sanskrit letters different from those on the wooden box. The characters on the wooden box were A and Hum, but the Sanskrit character in Golden Sutra book of the womb world is A, but the Sanskrit character on the silver diamond book is Vam. The character A and the character Vam, which were just introduced, are Sanskrit characters derived from two incantations dedicated to the supreme lineage of esoteric Buddhism, Verochan. Since they are chanted as an incantation, they become a voice of prayer and can be differentiated. The golden A is the first letter of the incantation A Bi Ra Phung Kan, dedicated to Verochan of the womb world. A forms the root of five functions hidden in the root of the world: earth, water, fire, wind, and sky. That is, they come from the first sound. The beginning of the incantation is Om. It is the sound of A at the beginning of A Bi Ra Phung Kan. On the other hand is Vam. It is an incantation that is dedicated to Vairochan of the diamond world. Om Vajra Dhatu Vam. In other words, I will devote myself to you as the principal image of the diamond world, and I will follow you. This is the last character, the last sound. The opening and closing sounds of two incantations, praising the Verochan. The first and last characters are written down in the two sutra books. The two-world mandala is 2 is 1, 1 is 2. It narrates how the two Verochana that appear in the womb world and the diamond world will come together into the one, which represents the cosmic principle with a more cutting-edge meaning. The design of the two Sanskrit characters, its duality, includes this kind of meaning, this kind of sound. The two scrolls give a complete picture of the mandalas. The design aims to create the same spatial experience as the main hall of the temple, where the two mandalas are hung on the east and the west walls. The sutra books and the scrolls are of the unique book format designed in China. On the other hand, in the silver box that says Om on its cover are a pair of books that have the Western bookmaking style. They are books made in European bookbinding format. The golden book is an explanation that works through what a mandala is. The silver book is a collection of photographs of the theme minor and gigantic that captures the details of the mandala. These two Western style books are also paired in gold and silver. Looking at this way, you can see that the golden box labeled A actually contains two books in the Oriental style, while the silver box labeled Hum contains two books in the Western style. The two sutra books contain the incantations of the Verochan, A and Vam, and the two wooden boxes contain the two sounds A and Hum. You can hear two sounds of the beginning and the end from this book. Gold and silver, scroll books and sutra books, Oriental and Western bindings, iconography and incantations, and various other conflicting dual things are housed in these two boxes. It is enclosed like a two-world mandala. The structure of this book, while being two, is many. More importantly, all of it narrates the teaching of one mandala and the truth of the Buddhist universe. Now let us look at the two hand gestures of Verochan. A hand gesture is the movement of both the hands of Buddha and the shape of their fingers. The Verochan from the womb world and Verochan from the diamond world. The two Verochanas show a clear pair of differences in the shape of their fingers. The Verochan, sitting on the left side of the womb world mandala, sits surrounded by golden light in the center of a red lotus flower. His hands are quietly put together, slightly below the navel. It is what we call meditation gesture, the way we join our fingers when we sit cross-legged and meditate. On the other hand, the Vairochan of the Diamond World Mandala, sitting on the right, raises both hands to the position of the heart, and the fingertips of the two hands are more dynamically combined. The palm on the right side is called wisdom fist gesture. It is an unusual and dynamic shape in which index finger of the left hand is held by the right hand. I tried to visualize the connection and dynamism of both hands. It is the shape of the fingers as viewed from the position of the body. Moving upward, the index finger of the left hand. It goes to the index finger of the right hand. It moves from index finger of the right hand to the fingertips of three fingers of the right hand and descends in the opposite direction of the vortex. The descent is transmitted to the three fingers of the left hand and it descends in a reverse vortex and then it returns again to the palm. It moves back to the left hand and rises. A mystical spiral of infinite circulation was created in the 10 fingers of both hands. Actually, according to esoteric Buddhism, the left hand symbolizes the womb world and the right hand the diamond world. In other words, the wisdom fist gesture, the womb world of the left hand, the wisdom of Prajna, and the diamond world of the right hand, the power upaya, are firmly connected. Prajna represents the quiet and pure wisdom of Buddha and represents the feminine power symbolized by the lotus blossoming out of the earth. On the other hand, upaya symbolizes the vajra descending from heaven, the power of lightning and the power of enlightenment. It is said to represent the work of powerful men who manifest wisdom to save us sentient beings. The feminine representation of the left-hand womb world is integrated with the masculine representation of the right-hand diamond world. The Buddha born of this teaches that enlightenment is born when the power of Buddha's wisdom, indicated by the lotus flower in the womb world, is combined with the instantaneous power of the lightning strike, indicated by the brilliance of the diamond world. The two teachings of the womb world and the diamond world unite and merge in a vortex of infinite circulation. The two mandalas are beautifully melted into one by the impression of the wisdom fist gesture. It is the materialization of 2 is 1, 1 is 2. At the same time, as explained earlier, various disciplinary principles that the womb world and the diamond world bear become integrated. It is the materialization of many is one, one is many. Actually, this is the fundamental meaning of the complicated shape of both hands. Being two, yet being one. Being many, yet being one. It is one as well as two, as well as many. This is how the luxury book, traditional Shingon temple mandala of the two worlds, was developed.